Hi guys, Commander Atrian here. Earlier I showed you guys a video about how to neutron boost in Elite Dangerous. Today I want to talk to you about white dwarfs. They're very similar to neutron stars. You can boost off of them in a similar manner to increase your jump range. However, I really do not suggest you use them. I'm going to show you a little bit about why that is, but the short version is they give you a lot less boost and they're a lot more dangerous. So, that said, let's go ahead and jump in game and talk about why that is. So I'm going to go ahead and plot a route to Laud 27. Laud, he coming. And which is a white dwarf in the bubble. If I pull up my gal map, you can see it's not too far from a lot of stuff. It's kind of in the middle of everything. So we're going to go ahead and jump there, and we'll go ahead and get a look at what a white dwarf really looks like. So now we are on our way to our white dwarf. If you take a look at our previous video, which I'll put a link to in the description, you'll see that the white dwarf doesn't show up as bright on our jump screen. That's one indication that you are not going to neutron star. However, when you jump out, they look really similar. We have the same kind of bright blue purple star with the same beams coming off. We have all sorts of stuff going on, and it looks really similar. The only thing we can really do to check is, hey, if I scan this star, it says white dwarf in the bottom left, but if I don't do that, I don't necessarily have a good idea of what's going on here. Same jet cones, so that I can charge up in, same blue color, but this one is a lot more dangerous. Now, why is this a lot more dangerous? It has a much, much larger exclusion zone. So even when you think you are safe with a white dwarf, you may actually be too close to the exclusion zone and you may drop out. And if you drop out in that cone, again, you are going to take a lot of heat damage. You're going to heat up very quickly. You're going to get jostled around very quickly. It's going to be very hard to get out of there without blowing up. So let me zoom in. And one of the tricky things with this, one of the things that makes these stars so dangerous is that sometimes the game will glitch out a little bit. And you can see I'll throttle down here for a second. You can see that when I go fast enough, you can see these lines here showing orbits and things. There's that exclusion zone. See how close I am to that, and it goes away. That is the danger of the white dwarf. The exclusion zone is massive on these things. There's a tiny little section of cone that you can actually use to boost. Now the boost off of a white dwarf, you only get about 50% more jump range. So if your jump range is normally 20 light years, you get an extra 10 light years. So for a total of 30 light years. So you're going 150% of your normal jump range. Now with a neutron star, you get plus 300%. So again, with that, for a total of 4x jump range. If you have 20 light years jump range, your final jump range is going to be 80 light years with a neutron star, and they have a much smaller exclusion zone. So I'm going to go ahead and try and boost off of this. And let's see, there's that exclusion zone. Oh my goodness, look at how small the area of the cone is that I can get to. If I approach it like I would a normal star, I'm going to go ahead and hit this thing. Boom, I'm popping out. This is way far off of where I would enter if this was a neutron star. And so it's very easy. If I came out of this, if I came out of Super Cruise just a little bit further along, I would be in that jet cone and I would be hosed. So this is the danger of white dwarves. So especially if you're a long-range explorer, you're out in the black and you're using boost to try and get around, you are going to want to be very careful about white dwarves. One way you can avoid them is if you go into your galaxy map, go to this fourth tab here, and look at your star class. You can go ahead and say, hey, I don't want to route through white dwarves, and that's going to take them off of your map. Now, if you take white dwarves off your map, you're going to have to make sure that you apply the filter to route. And so when you are routing when you're plotting your route, you will not go to white dwarves. So just be aware of that. Yeah, obviously, you do you. And it is very much possible to boost off of these stars, but they are far more dangerous than neutron stars, and they give you much less of a benefit. Again, like I said, plus 50% range instead of plus 300% range. So a good rule of thumb is these things are about 4 times as dangerous and 25% as useful. So, just to recap, white dwarfs, not even once. All right, Commander Atrian out. Fly safe, guys, and may the fuel be with you.